I'm excited about the future of this show.
Don't bother going to church because your short game needs some work. So raise your glass, even though he's not the best. But at least he made the top 5.
Welcome to another edition of Lanai Gossip. I'm here with Lonny. My name is Commissioner number 5, as you all know. Now we have one of our fan favorites, Sam, but he's got some tips for us. So I'm going to work with him and got some notes here. Well, Sam says, first, please like my channel if you like the content here. Please hit like if you like our videos, and also subscribe. It does help if you subscribe.
Yeah, definitely.
I wasn't sure about that. I didn't know why.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's not really my world, but I subscribed as well. And so like when you drop a new video, I get some sort of little notice that says a new one for Lanai Gossip.
Yeah. And we're going to do them every Sunday. We're going to try to drop one every Sunday. Thanks, Sam, for actually making us better. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, Sam does watch a lot of YouTube stuff and listens to a lot of podcasts and things like that. So he's probably a good resource.
Yeah, and he's not malicious. He's trying to help us.
Right.
I work in the rec centers. I see a lot of people come in, and I'm guilty of it too, and maybe you are, that they'll peek, they'll look in, but they won't get involved. And we're retired. No reason not to go in that. Like, I haven't gone to a yoga class. I mean, the golfers swear by it. They say it helps their back.
But you're right. I think when people first get to the villages, they're just, it can be kind of overwhelming at first. Mm-hmm. And so they're unsure of themselves. So, I mean, I remember when we first come here, we sort of stuck our heads in the rec centers and walked around a little bit. And the people were like, can I help you? Oh, we're just kind of looking around and learning the lay of the land. And so what you're going to do through Lanai Gossip is help some of the new villagers.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Yeah. That's what we want. We want people involved. I'm a commissioner, or it's actually called a resident lifestyle volunteer. Little informational video here, so maybe people get more involved. You can go online and get all this at districtgov.org, www.districtgov.org. You can't just put in districtgov.org. It takes you to a different website. I don't know why, but you got to put the 3 W's in. So we get a lot of people that kind of want to know. And like you, Lonny, you were saying, well, this isn't that, I guess you were saying, we already know how to do this. Because you go in, show your card, and you show up for cards. So I have our card night. I get it 26 weeks every year. But you can't, a resident cannot just get 26 weeks without going through a process. So, Lonny, you can go online and reserve a room.
Okay. 4
times a year, and they don't charge you. So any resident can do that. So you can get the card room, you can get I'll call it the ballroom. Mm-hmm. You can get the ballroom, or you can get the pool hall. You could also go to Rohan and get a bigger place, right?
Yes.
So you could do that 4 times a year. After that, you can't. After that, they charge you. So there's a fee. Okay. But if I become a resident lifestyle volunteer, then I can have a scheduled time every month. I could do it every week. I could do it every day if the room was available. That's why we get to play cards every other week. Okay. Because I went through this process, and it's not too bad, but it's online. Okay. Anyway, so I get this. This is how you become a resident lifestyle volunteer. So you do have to fill this out. A bunch of paperwork. Not a bunch of paperwork, but
how many pages?
I would say that you actually have to fill out 3.
3 pages.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hang on a second. What's it ask on the pages?
Well, just your name, what you're trying to do.
Okay.
What are you trying to bring together?
Okay.
What kind of activity you have. Mm-hmm. Because we have 3,000 clubs. There's probably a club that already does cards.
Right.
Correct. And so they keep track of how many people show up. And if I had the card room and for 26 weeks and 3 people showed up, someone would get it over me.
So every year you have to fill out this application.
They send me the application already filled out.
Okay.
And I just make sure I want the same day, I want the same time, and every 2 weeks. And then they'll put in like when I can't have it. Like, oh, we're cleaning that day, we're closed that night. And so they'll give me a list. But they actually give me every date that I have.
Gotcha.
Throughout the whole year. Mm-hmm. So you do that once a year. in October. One of the criteria is everybody has to be invited. I can't say...
What does that mean?
I can't say I got a group of friends, 20 friends, that want this room at 7 o'clock every other Friday. I have to open it up to everybody in the villages.
So how does everybody in the villages find out that you have that every other Friday?
You can put it in the paper.
Okay.
They put it in the paper at first.
Okay.
But you can have a way to sign up. You know, you've seen water volleyball where, water volleyball, there can only take so many people.
Right.
We can only take so many players.
Right.
And we keep ours at 40. So we have group me, but you have a way to sign up that's fair to everybody in the villages. But the first 40, you can cap it at that, just like water volleyball, just like anything, because you couldn't accommodate everybody. So that's why it's open. You can't say no, but you can also have rules. You can have fees. You can have membership fees.
So do you pay this out of your own pocket then?
It doesn't cost me anything.
Oh, it didn't cost. Oh,
no.
okay.
You could have fees, or you could say to be in this club, like they have a club that says Corvette convertibles.
Okay.
You have to have a Corvette convertible to be in the club.
Gotcha.
That's a stipulation. It's still open up to everybody in the, but that's kind of how you narrow it down. So it's open up to everybody, but you have to be able to participate. And now, when I filled mine out, it took 4 months to get approved.
Why does it take 4 months?
I don't know. It took 4 months. I did it in April.
Have you ever talked to anybody else that has done what you've done?
No.
Okay. Yeah, me neither. So I have no idea what the norm is.
You-
Maybe 4 months is the norm.
She said it was. You can actually reserve the pickleball courts,
Yeah.
the tennis courts, the shuffleboard. You can have a league for all that and reserve time.
Yeah, those applications I do know are going right now because the group that I play pickleball with down Water Lily is going through that process again.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So there's card night. Burnstead is having card night, for example. You and I went one time
Yes.
to that card night. Now, is that someone who's a sponsor of that, just like you are, or is
Yes.
that sponsored by the villages?
No,
Someone
there is
sponsored.
a resident lifestyle
Okay.
volunteer that runs that.
Okay.
What people don't know about the rec center is we have a room with games in it. So people come to the rec center and they go to the card room, let's say. We have 9 chessboards. We have 12 euchre decks, 4 Uno decks, something called Rum Cube, which is
Rummy Cube?
yeah, I've never heard of that. Mexican Train.
It's similar to Gin Rummy, but different.
Dominoes, regular cards, 16 cards. I said 12 chess. Timers for chess. We supply timers for chess. We supply card shufflers if people request it.
Well, and
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think there are people that struggle with their hands and trying to shuffle. My parents, when they were elderly, loved to play cards, but they got a card shuffler because they struggled with it. So
Yeah.
that makes sense that the village just provides that.
It does provide, and you wouldn't think they would provide the cards. Like our cards for euchre, when they wear out, they give us new ones.
Oh,
So we don't pay for those.
see, again, I didn't know that.
I know a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
If you want any rule for any game that we have rules that available that you can take out and you can read them and just put them back when you're done. We also have rules for shuffleboard, bocce ball, corn toss.
So the rules include how to play it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
The game rules. I'm sorry.
Well,
I know, rules of-
but rules are one thing, but a description, like I don't know how to
Yeah.
play shuffleboard.
Right.
It explains how to play
Correct,
shuffleboard and
yeah.
what the goal is and stuff like that. Okay.
Villages makes it real easy to get involved.
It does. They do. Yes.
You can walk in there with nothing and play a game.
Yeah, I think all you have to do is be willing to ask some questions because
Correct.
there's anytime a rec center is open, it's staffed, right?
Correct. Yep.
Like what are the hours of the rec centers?
7
generally?
a.m. to 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every night.
And if you reserve a room, like you reserve this room for card night,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to be out of there a certain time or just by closing time?
9:20 is the latest that they schedule stuff for. Because
Gotcha.
we have to set up the next day.
So when I noticed, like our group, the group that you organize this card night, when we're done playing, we go around and make sure the chairs are all pushed in
Yes.
the tables, and you want to try and leave it in the same condition because if you don't, the employee has to go in and push the table or the chairs in and stuff. That could be grounds for no longer allowing you to use it then,
Yes,
right?
yes. The ballroom's a little bigger deal because we put a bunch of chairs in. They have bingo in there.
But only certain rec centers have a room like that, right?
They all do.
They all have a room that big.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what sort of limitations do they put on you for using the kitchen area?
The ballroom and the card room have the same kitchen, but they have the exact same thing. So there's really two kitchens in there. But if one's being used, if it's being used by both, you get half of it. But you get a refrigerator, stove, microwave, and half a counter space.
Are there any rules, people bringing in stuff like we bring in snacks to share and things like that when we use the kitchen on card night? But what about drinks? Can people bring in their own alcohol and things like that?
Yes, you can bring in your own alcohol.
So if I wanted to have a birthday party in there and I wanted to provide my friends with 2 coolers, I have a cooler of soda,
Yep.
Soda and water, and another cooler of beer. I can do that and provide them because I'm not going to sell it. But if you can't sell it, and that makes sense.
Right. You can't sell it.
Florida law.
And you could do it 4 times a year. You wouldn't have to go through this resident lifestyle thing. You get it four times a year.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. But again, I think the key for people that want to get involved is going to a rec center and grabbing the newspaper that has all the activities listed in it, and it breaks it. It does break it down by activity, also by location, right? Doesn't it have it both ways or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I thought. So, how does someone find a list of all 3,000 clubs? Is it online at that website that you talked about?
Yes.
Which was
www.districtgov.org.
Yeah.
Here's a key. Once you get into the website, you go to departments, you hit departments, you go down to recreation, you hit that, and then it says clubs. Click on that, and then it gives you the 3,000 clubs, right?
Yeah.
Kind of in alphabetical order, but it's a mess because they go by numbers. But if you hit your F3 key.
And how does someone know that? So you're telling them F3, but there's nowhere on the top of the home page that says F3 does.
No, I know because I work there and I have to look it up all the time
Yeah.
for people that come in and ask me.
All right.
What do you think?
Are you about done on that?
Yeah, we good?
Yeah, I think
Where else
so.
we got to go? Anything?
No.
So raise your glass, even though